a lot of us are just licking our wounds right now, to be honest with you. But I mean, I would not be too hard on yourself. I'm trying not to be too hard on myself, to be honest with you, because all of us, I mean, everyone out there looking at the numbers, looking at the congressional ballot, looking at Biden's historically low job approval ratings, all kind of the polls kind of shifting one way. You know, independent suburban white women shifted 27 points in the Wall Street Journal poll from August to October towards the Republican Party. How that did not transpire to broader national gains, I genuinely just don't know. I mean, I wish I had the answers to that. The only two things that I can possibly guess, one is that inflation obviously continues to be a big issue. Maybe the voters remember that Republicans themselves under President Trump and in Congress passed some kind of blowout spending bills before Biden took over. Obviously, Biden exacerbated that situation. And, you know, maybe just a continued Trump drama as far as kind of the Mar-a-Lago raid and his rallies. Maybe voters were trying to pay him back. I'm just speculating here. I wish I had more answers. The silver lining, obviously, is the state of Florida, which is where I live. So that's a nice silver lining, at least.
No, you got a good win there. I'm in California. We have no local silver lining. And it's weird because I don't even know of any Democrats who last week were like, whoa, Republicans, slow your roll. It's going to be pretty tight. I think the Democrats are going to do really well. Like as far as I saw, like everyone was expecting some level of blowout that clearly did not happen. I don't think, and I'm curious your take on this, I don't think most voters are smart. And I'm going to just say like that, and maybe you can temper this back a little bit. I'd like to think there was like some in-depth analysis in people's voting, but I think most people just vote on instinct and feel and vibe and mood. First of all, what do you think of that? And if that's true, how did they go with the Democrats even then, knowing just the mood of the country?
Well, we live in very tribal and partisan times. So, you know, historically speaking, I think voters were a little more independent-minded in America. I mean, kind of ballot splitting where you would vote for one party for one candidate, then different party for the other candidate. You know, if you look at kind of the percentage of voters who tell pollsters that they will always vote Republican, always vote Democrat, or will sometimes mix it up, that lattermost number of the people who will sometimes mix it up has dwindled over time. There are fewer undecideds and there are more just partisan voters. However, I'll be honest with you, I thought that would militate in Republicans' favor this term because Republicans in many states, you know, Florida, Pennsylvania being two that come immediately to mind, have seen huge shifts in the voter rolls towards registered Republicans over the past few years. So, look, I tend to agree with you. I mean, you know, the famous line is that, you know, democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others. That's kind of the famous quip. And there's a lot of truth to that line. Democracy has tons and tons of flaws. You know, folks like you and I who do this for a living, we're very plugged in. We follow what's going on. That probably is not what the median voter is necessarily thinking about when he or she goes into the polls. But what I personally did think, I mean, I think what a lot of folks thought the median voter would be thinking about when they went into the polling station on Tuesday was just to hold Joe Biden accountable for some of these just utterly disastrous policies. And that's what I'm just still trying to piece together.